If you had better communication in that interview, there would be a better chance of you actually getting the job. If you're trying to get a job, this is one of the best things you can go through right now. And if I was in your situation, I'll tell you what I would practice. I would go online and I would basically look at questions, interview questions, typical interview questions, technique questions, competency-based questions. And I would just basically sit there and I will be like recording myself. It says to me, give me a situation where you were under pressure and then you resolved it. I'm like, I've got it recording. I'm like, okay, what situation could I give? What should it? Okay, maybe I could talk about this. I'm gonna talk about it. I remember when I was in this job, I had this problem. I did this. Record yourself, like the practice you're doing every day, just record yourself, review the answers. Try and think of better ways to actually give those answers and things like that. Look at the common questions that come up and write down what should be answers. So I think that there's a lot of prep work you can do with interview techniques, and I think that recording yourself and spending time on this is very powerful, because I can tell you, if you do successfully at the interview, that's 80% of you getting the job, inshallah. So definitely spend time every day doing that. In terms of getting responses, what I would say is that there's different things on the CV. So one of the biggest things about a CV, I think, is customizing it. A lot of people do not customize their CV. I know a brother who is a friend of mine who is basically one of the best developers I know when it comes to computer software development. And this guy, he has insane amounts of experience with top blue chip companies. But even then, he said, when I apply for a contract, what I do is I will tailor my thing very specifically. For example, if the actual job asks for Python, I will only include all the Python experience that I've got. My whole CV will be different. So he's got a CV for one, like Python, and then he's got another CV for Ruby on Rails or another program. So he tailors every CV very specifically to the job. Even though he's got like decades of experience and he's one of the best guys is in the industry, he will still tailor his thing. So what you need to ask yourself is that, are you actually tailoring your CV in the way that it needs to be tailored for those things? And very simple things can be like, I used to do this, I remember, where I would look at the job description and the job description says must have experience of, I don't know, communicating at all levels. What I would do is I would copy and paste that and I would put it in my CV in one of the jobs. I would look at which job did I speak at different levels, and I'll be like, okay, in this job I got experience of communicating at all levels. So when they're like, oh, this matches exactly what we want. So I think most of the work is customization of the CV. Now, unfortunately, I've got to say, I think in the UK, they've done tests, and in the Western world, where there is a bit of racism as well, right? So it's a case of they see a Muslim name or a non-white name, they would give preference to other candidates. The only exception is if you're really good and your experience is amazing and it's better than everyone else, that will actually take it to the next level as well. So those are tough things to do something about, because a lot of it's to do with your past. But maybe you could get into a role right now which would help you get into the right type of role. So imagine someone came to me and said, Mohammed, I really want to be a video editor. I cannot get a job as a video editor, no matter what. I would say to them, go somewhere and ask for them to do it for free. Go somewhere, go to a company that you would love to work for. Ask them, I would love to do video editing for you for free. If they say no, go to a charity of a good size and go and do their video editing. And so when you then do your CV, you can write, I'm currently at this charity doing video editing. That improves your CV very quickly. So those are some of the things that I would advise in regards to trying to get more interviews, inshallah. Imagine that you were doing IT support and every IT job support is saying Unix, and you don't have Unix, but you have all the other experience. I would go and work for someone with Unix and I would get that experience. But if you have the experience, you just need to brush up, then it's different. But I would really think about, if I have 15 years of experience and all this kind of stuff, why am I not getting interviews? The main thing, 90% of it will be your CV. So I would actually really work on CV. You can even go to Fiverr. I don't know how good your CV is, right? But you can go to things like Fiverr.com, pay someone $5, $10. They will make your CV look amazing. They will even improve it, all this kind of stuff. So I think a lot of the work, if I was you, I'd be focusing completely on CV and customization. If you do those two things, I think it really helps your chances.